So good afternoon and welcome to a very special Merry Christmas edition of the Jet Experience. Today is Christmas Day. And normally for us, we get together with all the family like many of you probably do. But of course, the recommendations this year were to huddle down in your own pods. So that's what we're doing. It's just the three of us at home. So I decided to do something special and make kind of a review video of a new product I just found, or we just found, that I haven't tried yet. It's brand new. It's from a company called Prime Roots. It's a California startup, and it's a kind of a special little turkey, if you will, a turkey, quote. It's plant-based. And then we're also going to supplement it with a vegan meatloaf made out of Impossible. Try them both. I've made meatloafs before, but I wanted to try one with Impossible because I've only used Beyond meat so far. So here is the turkey. Here it is. It's for size comparison. It's about the size of the hand. But they do talk about that it's equivalent to a turkey of about 4 to 5 pounds because, of course, it's solid. There's no bones or cavity in it. So it looks smaller, but it says it'll feed several people. Pretty basic directions for it. It just goes in the oven for 350 for about 10 minutes because it's already cooked. It just needs to be heated. It did come with a balsamic and bacon Brussels sprouts, which is with their signature bacon, which is apparently a very big selling item as well. And then the meatloaf I chose, I suspect you can take Impossible meat and just substitute it 1-for-1 in any like basic meatloaf recipe. But I wanted to do one on that I could find online that was an actual straight plant-based one. So this one, it's just, I'll hold it up a little bit. I printed it out so I could follow it if it's focusing on it. It just says the best vegan meatloaf recipe with Impossible Burger, which was from thecheekychickpea.com. And all of the products I'm using and I'm talking about, like both of these, will link below in the description. So join us on this Merry Christmas edition of the Jet Experience. All right, so I got some more stuff going, and now I'm starting on the meatloaf with one major modification between when I stopped filming and right now. It came to my attention that I didn't actually buy the Impossible. It was in the cart, so somehow it must have just got left in the cart when I was going through the checkout because I don't see it on the receipt anywhere. But it's okay. I have a fix. I had a frozen package of Beyond that I'm defrosting right now, and then some other store brand of Beyond style veggie burgers that we wanted to try from Aldi. So I'm going to use those to combine those into the same amount. But so while that's working, basically it starts with taking a half cup of breadcrumbs or panko, whatever you have around, or if you want to go get some, and then a 1/4 cup of unsweetened plant milk. So I went with Ripple, which is a brand I really like because it doesn't have a lot of flavor to it, which is what I like. I don't really like the sweet vanilla, plant milks and whatnot. So it starts with mixing those together and then adding all the other ingredients, which are like your basic meatloaf ingredients. Garlic, thyme, some onion and garlic, granulated garlic and onion, salt, pepper, tomato paste, a little bit of vegan Worcestershire sauce. And the one I could find that was vegan that didn't have the anchovies in it was just Organics brand. It's the Albertsons brand Worcestershire sauce. It did not have the anchovies in it. So I'm gonna mix those up. I'll change the camera angle so we can see it adding a little bit, and mostly just waiting for the defrost to get done, and then we'll continue making this. Okay, so here is the 1/4 cup of milk and the 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs combined in it. It's just to add a little bit of moisture to it. And so now the microwave just went off. I'm gonna grab the meats and then add those in as well as all the other ingredients. So here's the package of Beyond, and then the Aldi burgers. It doesn't have a brand, it just says plant-based burger. It's gonna be maybe a little bit less volume than the 2 packages of Impossible, but that's fine. I mean, cooking is kind of an art anyway, so don't always need exact measurements of everything. So we'll throw the Beyond in there. Smells pretty much just like Beyond. There we go. And then just start adding everything else. Here is the fresh parsley going in. All right, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Put in a little bit. Again, it's more of an art than a science exactly. For this, that is. There are some recipes where if you don't get it exactly right, it won't set correctly or whatnot. Worcestershire, all kinds of different ways that people pronounce this. I'm preferential to the Worcestershire pronunciation. 2 of this guy. 1 and 2. 1 small clove of garlic, but I'm cheating. Pre-minced garlic in a can. The thyme was 1 teaspoon, so it's about a teaspoon. For the granulated garlic and onion, I'm just substituting it with powdered. So just a little bit of garlic salt and then a little bit of powdered onion. I think the onion was a little bit more it wanted. And that's it. And then I did also buy just a McCormick meatloaf seasoning. I'm gonna add just like maybe half a pack of this. It's probably good. And now the fun part for meatloaf is mixing it together. Here we go. All right, so that should be good with the hand, and I'll do a little stirring with a spoon. All right, getting the loaf pan ready. The instructions that are linked below, it calls for a 9x13 pan and then make a loaf in the middle of it. I don't find that necessary because if you have like a loaf-sized pan, like one of these, that'll work just fine. Because I've made several of the Beyond-loaves in a pan like this. So lining it with some parchment paper to help with the sticking, and then I give it a couple stirs with a spoon, and then kind of use the spoon a little bit to press it down. I mean, it's quite solid. So I'm gonna take 1 more piece of parchment paper to put on top, really press it down, because getting it compacted inside of it really helps to make it hold its shape and bind together. Now I'm just gonna trim this up a little bit here, and then so that way it's not so much hanging over, and then get it into the oven. All right, so I've got it all pressed down now, and it looks like it's gonna hold its shape nicely. I'm gonna throw it in the oven here. There we go, it's in. And then let me double check the recipe here real quick. It wants it in for 35 minutes uncovered, and then take it out, add the glaze, which I'm about to make right now, which is just a little bit of ketchup, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of brown sugar stirred together. And then once I add that, I'll put it back in for 10 minutes. All right, so I've got the meatloaf back in the oven. I've got the glaze on it, and we'll take a look at it real quick. How it looks with the glaze on, through the glass at least. It's again, ketchup, vinegar, and brown sugar, so that's cooking up. It's got about 5 minutes left, and then we're going to add or swap out and put the turkey in, so I'm gonna start getting that ready. And then here's the balsamic and bacon Brussels sprouts. This is just microwave high, 2 to 3 minutes. So we'll get those in and see how those come out. Okay, I just took the turkey out of the oven, so I'll turn the camera around and we'll talk about it a little bit. So here it is, and again, about the size of my hand, if you will. And the first thing I notice about it is, as I believe it was advertised, I think on the website, is when it cooked, it actually crisped up a little bit on the outside. That's a hard word to say. So it kind of resembles like a turkey skin. So what this is made out of, unlike many other meat alternatives, is, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it 100% correct, but it's Koji. I noticed when I first opened it, I smelled it. What it smells like, because Beyond has this reputation of smelling really bad, but then it tastes what I think really good. What I found the turkey to have a little bit of an odor to, and so I'm straight edge, which means I don't drink alcoholic beer. I found it smelled a little bit like beer a little bit. Had the faintest smell to that. I'm excited to try it. I'm about to pull the meatloaf out. I just want to let it cook a couple extra minutes to make sure it really cooked through. I've got the Brussels sprouts in the microwave right now, and then we're gonna plate everything up and we'll try it. All right, so it's all done. I'm all plated up with everything that I'm gonna try. So I'll do the meatloaf first, and then here's the turkey, and then the Brussels sprouts. So as you'll see, the meatloaf, it's definitely holds together. I can pick up the entire thing as one piece. The glaze didn't really glaze. It stayed really saucy. So when I set it on its side, it completely slid off. So it'll be just a little bit of flavor on it. So I'll try the meatloaf first. Yeah, it's really good. Tastes like the Beyond meatloafs I've made before. I was really excited to try it with Impossible because I haven't made an Impossible one yet. I've had one, but I haven't made one yet. But this will be just fine. And as always, they'll make great sandwiches tomorrow. Now for the turkey. I'm excited to try this. It does look to be pretty dry, but that might be by design, or it could be just how it looks. It still has a little bit of an alcohol smell to it, like a beer. So here goes. To me, it kind of tastes a little bit of how it smells. Again, the only beers I've ever tried are alcohol-free ones, so I don't know how those really compare to regular beers. It's got a little bit of a flavor to that, but again, it might be the actual ingredients in it. The texture is pretty meaty, actually. Much more meaty, I would say, than like your tofurkeys or any of those type products. I definitely would not say it tastes like a turkey at all, as most faux meats don't generally actually taste like their counterparts. I do like it. It's probably not my favorite, not the best one I've ever had. The Gardein roast that I haven't had in a couple of years, Ashley and I both really like that one. I would probably give this maybe a 6 out of 10. I would definitely buy it and eat it again. Let me get over to the Brussels sprouts. I want to try and dig out a little bit of the bacon and try that by itself, since apparently it gets rave reviews. I can really only taste the balsamic and then a little bit of the flavor of the Brussels sprouts themselves, so it's hard to get a feel for a little piece like that. But here's a big thing of Brussels sprouts, which I'm not normally a big Brussels sprouts guy, so let's try this one. Wow, that is good. It's strange, not the taste is strange, but it's strange to me that the fact that it's balsamic, I tend to find Brussels sprouts are a little bitter, and then balsamic vinegar is vinegar, ergo bitter. Or at least that's my description for it. That might not be the official term. But for some reason, the balsamic seems to make the Brussels sprouts what I would describe as less bitter. These are really good. I really like these. I actually like these a little bit more than the turkey, I would say. I'll try the turkey with a little bit of gravy on it as well, as I tend to do. I just wanted to get the true flavor for it. But all in all, both of these items are really good. And again, I'll link the link for the recipe of the meatloaf below, and then links to the website for the turkey below as well. From our family to yours, we hope you had a Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you happen to celebrate. Happy holidays, and hopefully we'll have a Happy New Year in about a week. So I hope you like this video. If so, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you ring the bell below, you get notifications of all of our future videos. As always, be kind and be real, and join us on our next experience.